Okay, so we should be good to go. Thank you everyone for joining us at this highly recommended Red Cross Blood Donor Ambassador online training to explore the vibe of the drive. Today we will elevate your mindset by igniting a spark filled by passion and empathy. We are going to harness the power of positivity to enhance your well-being, productivity, and interaction during the next drive. This training is about 1 hour of volunteer time, and we're going to ask you to fill out this form. Helen's going to go ahead and place it back in the chat. So for those of you that joined us earlier, Helen placed a form in the chat, and then now we're going to go ahead and place it back. It's going to be in there a few different times just to help us identify who you are. And this also allows us to mark you as in attendance if you did register online and or add your volunteer hours if they are missing from your profile after this session. So as always, we're going to go ahead and start with the Red Cross visibility goal, making caring visible by incorporating skills, initiatives, and behaviors, serving internal and external customers at all levels, and every interaction creating a caring culture every day. It is important to have a positive atmosphere while on a volunteer shift. It is okay to just take a moment and just check the vibe of the drive. You can begin seeking a positivity by focusing on the present. Identify areas that are in your control, resolve negativity, and take care of yourself. These things may seem easy enough to say, but we are about to learn just how to put them into action. Being present in the moment is always a difficult thing for a lot of us to really accomplish. So many things carry a what if factor that really divert our thinking to what is going to happen or what can happen. It is important to just take a step back and just focus on what is in your control. Remain fully engaged in the task that you're completing in the moment. Be welcoming, be alert, celebrate any successes you might see, and always keep communications clear. So let's go ahead and talk about maybe a common scenario that you might have encountered at a blood drive or other volunteer service. Let's go ahead and just kind of practice about how we remained being in present and or how we can help for the next time you might encounter the same type of scenario, how you can be present. So feel free to raise your hand if you're more comfortable coming off mute and talking about your scenario or example, or go ahead and place it in the chat box maybe. So we're going ahead and waiting for a volunteer. Christina, it's okay if you're not able to get that form. I do see that you have your first and last name here, so we should be able to identify you. Oh, you raised your hand. Go ahead and come off mute.
Hi, so I don't know exactly what scenario you're talking about, but one of the scenarios that I have seen is wherein the walk-ins come for the blood donation drives and they haven't taken an appointment and they are a little hesitant as to how to go along it. And the good volunteers have always been kind enough to kind of take them through the process pretty quickly with a smile on the face, with a lot of good positive attitude and they've been kind enough to guide them pretty quickly and nicely. So blood donors have always been nice in that regards.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I think it's pretty common when people arrive and they don't have their appointments, right? And the best thing we can do is just remain positive and go ahead and walk them through what we're able to offer them. That's the best. And I love how you said with a smile and just walk them through the entire process and comforting and secure. So it's really great. Do we have anything else? All right. So another common one might be, for instance, where you might have had a blood drive where there might be a lot of staff call outs and we had a full appointment schedule. It's the start of the drive and you have tons of people piling in. I think this is a pretty common one for a lot of us that might boost our anxiety, right? And just remember to take a deep breath. You can't control how many staff showed up to their shift that day. You can't control how many donors are arriving for their appointments in the beginning, especially if we have a lot of early arrivals, but you can take control of yourself and go ahead and take that deep breath, be welcoming, be alert, and go ahead and use your communication skills. Right, so continuing on to what is in our control, emotional control. This is of the utmost importance while remaining in a professional mindset and frame. Um, Seeking the positivity, a lot of this is going to rely on regulating our emotions, and this can be a difficult task when we are busy. We become very task focused, and sometimes our empathy isn't exactly the top of mind when we get disrupted by negativity. So you can find the center by practicing a few exercises developed more around the self to better prepare when faced with negativity and dealing with negative influences. We're going to go ahead and practice and review what the stop and rain exercises might be. I mean, after all, this is Red Cross. You're not going to get away from the acronyms. So starting with the stop exercise, we're going to go ahead and use this stop aid to help us practice staying present in the moments and times of stress, pressure, and uncertainty. The stop exercise provides us with a valuable tool to manage our reactions, reduce our stress, and make better informed decisions. It can assist us in cultivating a mindset and thoughtfulness, leading to a more effective and compassionate outcomes. The acronym STOP stands for stop, take a breath, observe, and proceed. You can follow 4 steps to practice the stop exercise by 1, stopping. Take a momentary pause, no matter what you're doing, and create a space for your self-reflection. Go ahead and take a breath. Take a slow, deep breath and focus on the physical sensations of your breathing and what will bring you back to the present moment. Observe, acknowledge the present reality without judgment or evaluation, both within yourself and externally. Make a note of what your responses might be to these scenarios. And then go ahead and proceed. After taking a moment to observe the present situation, consciously choose your response. It can often mean continuing with whatever it was that you were doing for the present moment, or maybe later responding with wisdom and intention. I will say that sometimes, especially for an exercise like this, I did have a volunteer that did step away from their shift during maybe sort of their interpretation of what stop might be. And they did go ahead and give me a call, but a lot of it was them working it out for themselves. And so I will always encourage that if you need to do that with your rep, we are readily available for that, and we will answer and we will try to help you work out a situation if it's going to help you with that reset. Another exercise that we're going to review is called the RAIN exercise. We're going to go ahead and use this job aid to help you practice and focus on the present moment, and then also avoid getting trapped by experiences of others or our own emotions. The RAIN exercise is a mindfulness-based exercise that can help us navigate difficult experiences, manage our stress, and cultivate greater resilience and empathy while focusing on the present. The acronym RAIN stands for Recognize, Accept, Investigate, and Non-Identify. You can follow 4 steps to practice the RAIN exercise. The first being recognize. Acknowledge happenings and recognize your emotions. Be calm and accepting. Gain emotional intelligence and clarity. Then we're going to go ahead and accept. We're going to allow experiences and situations to stay the same. We're just going to embrace how they are, accept all emotions as they are, and natural. Then we're going to go ahead and investigate. So with compassion, investigate how to identify your emotions and how they make you feel. Gain insight into your patterns, reactions, and needs. And then, of course, non-identify, just understanding that you are not defined by your emotions. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Helen. She's going to go ahead and take it away with a few other things.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Right, so one important aspect is keeping a positive mindset, is not allowing negativity from others or situations affect you. Often negativity arises when you feel helpless to control a situation. To counter that feeling of the lack of control, shift your focus to something that you can control. Some people are negative simply because they know it will rile you up. If a donor constantly complains about the wait time, try to apply with a line about how much their blood helps people in need. Oftentimes, when people realize their negativity falls on deaf ears, they may give up the come downs. Always, always keep in mind that it has nothing to do with you. Negative people are negative. If they're critical or harsh, they're like that with everyone. Don't ever make it personal. The operative word is respect. The donor's negative attitude is to be respected but not accepted. Let's discuss a few examples of how to do that. A donor says, "The traffic was awful. I couldn't find anywhere to park, and I had to walk like a mile, and then I had no idea where the drive was because there was no signage. And now you want me to fill out a bunch of online forms?" What could you, as the ambassador, say to this donor? Please raise your hand or come off mute or put a comment into the chat. Pretty sure most of you that have been on a shift before have been in that similar situation.
Like we have a hand raised, Nicole.
I would tell the person, I am so sorry for all your inconveniences this morning, and I so appreciate you for still coming and donating today. We appreciate your donation, and so do the people that will be receiving your blood later on.
Love it. Excellent.
And we do have a response in the chat. I'm sorry you've had a rough day, but we're happy to have you here.
That's great. Keeping it all positive. Anyone else? All right, moving on. Okay. Keep them coming.
Oh, someone said, may I offer you a water? And then we have another one coming through. I understand how frustrating this must be for you, and I'm really sorry that you've had to experience this.
Mm-hmm. So great.
Sorry, last one from Mina. Have to read it. It's from Mina.
Yes.
And then one more from Vivian. Okay. We
You
are
go
so
ahead.
sorry for the bad experience you had, and I'll make sure to address the issue for the next so you don't have to go through it again. I love
Love
that
it.
response. It shows
Mhm.
action and that we not only understood the situation, but we're going to go ahead and take steps to resolve it. And then
Mhm.
Vivian says, thank you for making it despite all the difficulties, but your contribution is always appreciated. That's great. That's a very good example of heart and then head. So using that heart first and then that head. And then we're going to go ahead and take one more. It looks like Carol raised her hand. Go ahead and come off mute. Carol, I don't know if we can hear you.
Carol, do you want to come off mute?
I think she's unmuted. I just don't think her mic is working.
Oh no. Okay. Perhaps you can throw your comment into the chat for us. Well, thank you so much for sharing those wonderful examples. One that I came up with myself here is, well, the traffic sure can be difficult and our parking situation is not easy, that's for sure. I'll connect with the staff about more signage. Good point. Please complete the form so we can get you ready to save lives today. And thank you. Even in people who you feel are negative, try to find something positive within. Sure, maybe they complain a lot, but perhaps they're also a very frequent donor. Action plan for effective problem solving. Not every situation can be resolved with one conversation or in the heat of the moment. You can use this three-phase approach as a problem-solving process that will make you equipped to effectively identify, analyze, and solve problems and lead you to more efficient and successful outcomes. Let's review these phases. Phase 1, problem identification. Identify the apparent problem. Clearly define and articulate the issue, challenge at hand. Describe the visible signs of the problem. Seek and analyze root causes. Dig deeper to uncover the underlying factors or root causes contributing to the problem. Reevaluate the situation without emotional responses. Focus on facts and issues without biases. Define the real problem. Formulate a clear and concise sequence of events that address the core issue. Reflecting on the use of motions and ask yourself, was this a singular event or will it continue to affect the vibe of the drive? Was this something that deserves further attention? No one wants problems to linger. By defining the problem before taking action, you have a better chance of correctly identifying the problem and devising the best solutions. Phase 2, decision making. Ask yourself, what is the desired outcome? Identify alternative solutions. Generate a range of possible solutions or approaches to address and define the problem. Evaluate the feasibility, potential impact, and risks associated with each solution. Choose the best solution. Compare outcomes of different solutions if there are more than one. Consider all aspects of each solution. Now you'll be prepared to select the solution that aligns best with and identifies the problem and offers the highest probability of success. For example, you notice a donor is getting restless waiting. One solution may be to go over to the donor, and another might be to just let it go because that might elevate the situation. Judge both impacts or risk and choose the best solution that you feel is helpful at the time. Phase 3, planning and organizing. Connecting with your local volunteer engagement representative or even providing effective feedback to staff will provide resources to make and prevent further negativity at a drive or doing other volunteer duties. Plan a course of action. Develop a plan, define specifics. Anticipate and address potential obstacles or challenges that might arise. Then implement your plan. Collaborate with your local volunteer representative to find out what you can do and follow up as needed. You're not alone in your work with the Red Cross. You have a team of experts behind you. So when you face a challenge on your shelf that you think would be something that you want to share with us, please do, because we want to help you and plan that course of action with you. Staying positive all the time can be difficult. Scientists have since discovered that when people write or say self-affirmations regularly, they tend to be more hopeful and optimistic and even more successful. Affirmations help reframe negative talk, build self-confidence, and cultivate a positive mindset. By repeating affirmations regularly to yourself, you can rewire the subconscious mind and attract positive experiences in your life, both at home and at work. In a way, it helps retrain your mind. The boxer Muhammad Ali was famous for repeatedly saying, "I am the greatest," when he wasn't at first, but he eventually became the greatest of all time. Do any of you already use the power of affirmations? If so, please come off mute or put one of your most favorite affirmations in the chat.
I would say mine isn't necessarily an affirmation, but it kind of is. It's more of maybe a quote. Embrace the glorious mess that you are. Life doesn't go as planned, so be better because of it. And
Love it.
I don't necessarily see any in the chat yet, but I'm sure that we're going ahead and typing those up. Oh, Nancy went ahead and put, yes, I have a bracelet and it says, I can and I will. Oh, Nancy, I love that. Erin says, before every blood drive, I tell myself it's going to be a good day. Erin, I think I tell you that too. And nothing more yet. Does anyone want to raise their hand? Oh, today is a good day and it will get better as the day goes by. And then Vivian says, don't forget to smile.
Love it.
We have another one. It says, I have a calendar and every morning I draw a happy face for the day. That's actually really cute.
That's great.
Today I will meet someone that I can help or that will help me. A continuous smile no matter what.
Thank you all for sharing. They're really great affirmations. I do think that they are super powerful. So if you don't use them on the regular, I do strongly encourage that you try to.
Last but not least, Erin added, I don't say this, but I think everyone can use it. Just smile more.
Love it. All right. Another way to keep up the vibe is to practice gratitude. Gratitude reminds you to keep things simple and how fortunate you are for the things you have and the people in your life and the things that make your life good. And it also helps you to put things into perspective, which will keep you calmer and happier. Your vibe impacts the donors, collections team, and ultimately the amount of blood we capture. Before arriving at your drive, take a moment to reflect on the work you do and the impact you make with gratitude for the opportunity. This will help you start up with a super groovy vibe for the drive ahead. Take the power of gratitude to the next level, perhaps. Try a 30-day challenge to reflect on the things in your life that you are grateful for. Take note on the difference it makes and the emotional connections and calmness it instills. Start by writing one or two things that you are grateful for each day. Super simple, but super impactful. So let's start our challenge today and let's blow up the chat with some things that we're grateful for in the chat. Or if you'd like to come off mute.
Christina says life, good health, family. Oh, someone said their son. I'm grateful for my parents, family, and friends. Health, my wife, my kids, my grandkids. Grateful for being able, they're coming in like crazy, Helen. Grateful
Yeah.
for being able to be a regular blood donor. My
Awesome.
family and my health, grandchildren, husbands, kids, health, and church. I'm grateful for being a doctor. Oh, I didn't know Mina was a doctor. And volunteer with Red Cross. In both, I'm helping patients in a different way. I'm grateful to live in a peaceful society, family, friends, and good health. My health, family, and friends. My health, my kids, being successful as an adult. And family. Nancy, that's the truth. Being a successful adult is pretty hard. Just being alive every day and the ability to give back to everyone. Always grateful for that long career in nursing. Oh, Kathleen. My family, cats, dogs, pets. I'm grateful for being here. Or we're grateful to have you, Angela. Health and family, California sun, S-U-N,
Yeah.
not S-O-N. Family, friends, and health. My family always, family and friends. I agree with all of those.
Love it. Doesn't that feel good to give gratitude? Thumbs up if you think that you feel better once you give gratitude.
Now I gone done did it. I tried to get my thumb up and I
Yeah.
raised my hand.
Yeah.
Chinton, and I think they did the same thing.
Grateful for being in California. Not to make you all non-Californians jealous. So many people are, yeah, gotta be grateful for your health every day.
I will say my
That's
family and I
sure.
just got off like a 3-week bend of unhealth. So happy to be healthy this week for sure. Just in time for trunk or treating, right?
Yeah, you had a tough run. Well, to keep your health in balance, last but not least, self-care. Self-care is a process of establishing behaviors that promote health and well-being. It can help you manage stress, increase energy, and lower your risk of illness. People that practice self-care in many ways begin with physical care, which includes things like eating well, staying hydrated, getting enough sleep, and exercising. Emotional self-care, which involves activities that help you express and acknowledge your feelings, such as journaling and, of course, practicing gratitude and self-compassion, listening to music, being aware of and implementing boundaries. Spiritual self-care involves activities that nurture the soul and center on spirituality, such as praying, meditating, doing yoga, my most favorite thing, self-reflection, and walking in nature, another thing I love. Please put in the chat or raise your hand to come off mute and share one thing you personally do for self-care. One thing that I do big time for self-care is I get a monthly massage, which is not only super relaxing, but it's also something that I look forward to every month. So I put it at the very end of my month. So please feel free to come off mute or throw in the chat what are some things that you do for self-care.
It looks like Nicole walks their dog. And then we have exercise. Oh, you guys in your exercise. This happened the last one. It made me feel lazy. Um, go on a 5-mile hike 3 to 4
Yeah,
times a week, Tom.
that's great. Me too.
Massage or long walk listening to nature. Go to the gym, monthly massage, walk my dogs daily. Massage and sound bath meditation. Michelle, I think I'm
Ooh.
going to have to hear a little bit more about that sound bath meditation. Every 31st, Baskin Robbins has a discount on ice cream. Christina, that's closer to my type of self-care. Daily walks with my dog, do my college app. My college app. I don't know what app that is. Lift weights,
Should find
exercise,
me.
work out every day, take a walk in nature, play golf. Honestly, I think that's the first one we've had for that one. Pedicures, play basketball. I lock myself in my room in the dark so I can mentally reflect on my day and what is to come. Okay, I do like that one, Erin. I think I do that too. Oliver agrees with golfing. Exercise and reading at the same time, Catherine. Walking every day for 1 hour, running, feet massage, watching my favorite program on TV, probably in that order. Go to church, hug, play with animals. Aw, I love that one. And then we have play volleyball, and someone agrees with Erin about locking themselves in a dark room. Keep in touch with friends to make sure everyone is good. Napping, go selling, and then video games and cooking. I would say lately my self-care has just been watching scary movies with my teenage girls.
Well, in order to take care of others like we do at the Red Cross, we must take care of ourselves first. Self-care is essential, like all of you are. One important fact that you should know is that studies also show that volunteering in itself is one of the very best forms of self-care. It helps improve both physical and mental health. So just by the act of volunteering, you are taking care of yourself, which is a great launching pad for a super positive vibe of the drive. We're going to leave you with this quote. Positive thoughts create positive vibes. Positive vibes attract positive experiences. Be the positive vibe. Now, back to Rebecca.
So I'm going to go ahead and